Don't you love it?
Yeah, I do.
That's so cool. Okay, so. Emma, Matthew, Emma, YouTube. And we're going to do a haircut today. And we're going to donate your hair today. And you've had long hair your whole life.
Yeah.
And you've been wanting to donate it for how long now?
Probably like
You've been thinking
5
for a little while.
years, yeah.
5 years, yeah, you've been thinking for quite a while. So we're going to go, yeah, the criteria is somewhere in here. So we're going to go like from just past the hairline, just past the jawline. All the same length all the way around. Do you want a little bit shorter of a fringe, like to the bridge of the nose, just to break it up so you get a little bit of...
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll do that too, and then you can just kind of flick it over. So we're going to aim for like 80s. We'll do a wardrobe change. And you liked, it's been on the channel, been out for a while, the Bowie, and roller skates. So we can do a wardrobe change and come back, and then we'll do some hair cutting. Cool. Cool. You can stand up. See how you roller. You can reach my arm if you need to, but you're probably okay. You can roll like that.
Right.
Cool. We'll do some more roller skating in the end. But I always love the look because that's very 70s, like the long hair and then the roller skates and the Bowie shirt and the skirt and all that stuff. Like that is so 70s. So let's do the worst thing we could ever do for someone from the 70s and cut it up to here. But yeah, we're gonna do it for charity though. Put it up high and then just push it down. And for a while there, we were drinking lots of beer on the channel, but then now I'm going to back off from that because you remember when in the pandemic, when, you know, when we first came out of our first lockdown, you didn't have to wear a mask to get a haircut.
Yeah.
But then eventually you did. After, it was more than a year, it was like well over a year, we didn't have to wear masks in public. Then eventually you did. But there was a clause, a caveat. You remember when Jacinda Ardern made that speech and said that you have to now wear masks in public, except for when you're drinking beer?
Did she actually do that?
She actually said that at one of the meetings, the announcement that New Zealanders do not have to wear a mask in public except for when you're drinking beer. She said that in her meeting. So we would start every video with opening a beer.
Oh, really?
It's like they'd open a beer, go, shh, cheers. We're gonna do a haircut today. It was the legal loophole
Oh, that's so funny.
to get exempt from wearing masks as long as we're. I'm like, sweet. So if we're drinking a beer, we can still do haircut videos without a mask on. So that became, and then now the pandemic was well over. We're not doing.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of beer drinking haircuts on the channel
Oh, that's
at that
funny.
time. It's so funny.
Was it like
It's such a Kiwi thing too.
Yeah. Was
It's
it
like-
food and like beer? And
Yeah, food. You
Yeah.
know, that's what she said. She gave a list of conditions when you don't have to wear a mask. So I'm like, you mean you can get a haircut while drinking a beer and don't have to wear a mask? And then no one ever challenged. It's long over now. It's years ago now.
Yeah.
No one ever challenged us on it. But we would start every video with opening a beer.
That is funny.
Yeah. And it was just like beers anyway. Didn't matter what it was as long as you were drinking a beer.
That's funny.
Yeah. Cool. So jawline, we're gonna go like just past the jawline. She can't make it. So boom, boom. Oh, you look like Wednesday Addams right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
you do.
yeah.
Oh my God. Do-do-do-dum.
I was talking about that last night. That's like the only. My one friend was talking about how she like always gets compared to like these model celebrities, like Adriana Lima and stuff. And I was saying that the only celebrity like character I've ever been compared to was like Wednesday Addams.
Yeah.
Like.
I actually like that the new series with Wednesday Adam. I like the girl that played her,
Oh,
Ortega
yeah.
or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
I thought she did an amazing job. I watched that with my daughter.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So you ready? We're gonna go right there. It's not gonna be too short. Nah, we're gonna go. Yeah, it's gonna be a short bob. Let's go for it. You're doing, living the dream. We'll go about there. First time ever. Oh, that's so good. Kids walking by. They go to your school.
Yeah.
They're all at first years probably though. It's funny being in this spot because we're surrounded by first year halls.
Yeah.
Oh my God, over the years.
I can imagine like.
Seen so much.
It's where they all like flock down to town. And
Yeah.
Stuff.
But the first years are the best because, well, New Zealand's different than people watching at home. Like USA, the drinking age is 21, so they don't
Yeah.
have like New Zealand where the first year university is like such a drinking year.
Oh.
It's a
true.
big part of our culture here.
Yeah.
But the two countries that are like that, where first year drinking is like your let your hair down year and party like crazy, is New Zealand and Japan.
Japan.
Yeah, they're like that too with their first year university. And then everyone kind of buckles down as they go on.
Yeah.
But like the USA is the opposite. It's so hard to get into a school, and it's so expensive.
Yeah, you're trying.
And they're drinking age 21, and they have campus police. So if you're stumbling around on campus drunk, you get arrested, and you become a convicted felon for underage drinking. So they don't have that sort of thing like here. So me, I'm surrounded by all the halls, and oh my God, it's funny.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I've seen everything over the years. But New Zealand's different because a lot of people here. Did you go to a boys' school or girls' school, or you were mixed?
Yeah, girls' school.
You went to an all-girls school. So like this is why New Zealand's different, because you went to a girls' school, you had a lot of rules, and you had a uniform. Yeah, and so then there's boys who went to boys' schools, and they had a lot of rules, and they had a uniform.
Yeah.
So their first year university is the first time in your lives. You're 18 years old. You're mixing boys together in a hall,
Yeah.
and you're allowed to drink alcohol. And what do you think's going to happen? Because all the rules are gone for the first time in your life. You're going to let your hair down.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a big part of the culture here. So it's kind of like a rite of passage. But Canada's different because they don't have a year 13, so they go to universities earlier.
I like at 17.
So they go at 17. And like Toronto, like if you go to U of T or those schools, York University, or they're drinking age 19.
Oh, okay.
And they can fast track high school. So a lot of them are starting at 17. And a lot of them are, by the time they're 19 drinking age, they're wrapping up their first degree.
Wow.
So they're more ambitious.
Yeah.
So it's differences, eh? So that's yours. You want to do a little... Yay. That's so cute.
Oh my gosh.
Cool. I'll grab a towel. You can play with it for a minute.
Wow.
So cool.
I was actually thinking, would I be able to get maybe, do you think like not huge bangs, but kind
Yes.
of, or like sort of like that, but obviously my hair's like straight. So.
Do you want full-on bangs, like for the drama?
Oh, I don't know how you do full-on bangs.
I do. I want that. For the channel?
Full-on bangs, like.
For the channel?
What does full-on bangs mean?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that
like boom.
Oh, I
then
don't know.
Yeah, well, think about it.
Okay.
We can do a bit longer. It's your hair. You get the final say. But I would love that for the drama. It's gonna grow anyway. Do you want a striped one, a pink one, a purple one?
Ooh, I'll go for.
Which one?
I'll go for the dark purple.
The dark purple. Cool. Going with the Wednesday Adam vibes.
Yeah.
Gothy dark purple. Actually, I should spin the chair for a moment. You can see. Actually, what I'll do is I'll show you with the mirror. Because you can see how it is roughly.
Oh, yeah.
Even roughly. It's super cute already. Yeah. And go over and wash it so you get to roller skate over there. And I'm going to film you roller skating because it's fun.
Should be okay.
Roller skate with a cape on. Oh yeah, there she goes.
It's actually harder than I thought.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, funny. Go to the one on the right hand side.
That one?
Yeah. And jump on there. But definitely, there's an era of kids that the first years now or the second years now, maybe a little bit you, but I think you're a little bit ahead of it.
Mm.
Definitely, we're hindered in your social development,
Yeah.
but I think you're a little bit ahead of it. But the first years now are like they were starting out college,
Yeah.
and they were told to stay home and distance learning and all that kind of stuff
Mm.
when they're supposed to have very social time.
Yeah.
And so now they're 18, 19, 20, and then my door's open, they're not going to come in here and like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But before the pandemic, oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh wow. That's
Yeah.
so interesting.
Yeah. Cool. Come on over.
Sweet.
Oh, don't fall. Your bob is awesome. So let's determine the fringe now because we need to cut the fringe first.
Okay.
Now, I suggested at the beginning, like, bridge of the nose, and then you were talking about doing a little bit more, and then now you're excited and said, let's go full on. But you don't have to do full on, but I would love full on. Because I love the boldness of it.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have any pictures of like full on
Yeah.
fringe?
Yeah. Let me grab my pooter over there. But it's your first time doing it, so you're like, oh. You're just scared too. But I can blow dry it round anyway to make it look shorter anyway.
Okay.
So we don't have to go too short.
Yeah.
But we'll go shorter than bridge of the nose.
Yeah.
Because that was going to be too long for you.
Or is there a way, I guess, to do the like not a full on fringe, but it's more like lighter,
Lighter
like you
one.
were saying?
Yeah, like we'll start with that. And you're mostly center parting or a little bit to the side?
I think it's a little bit to the side.
I think a little bit to the side. But you're doing a bob now, so you can do that a little bit to the side. And what we can do you want it angled outwards? No, because you're a little bit to the side. So we'll do a little bit longer. Like that's bridge of the nose, but we'll go like full on would be about there. And then we can go a little bit longer, or you want to do like you decide.
Maybe it's okay if we start longer and then I'll see what it looks like. Is that alright?
Yeah, but we're gonna go shorter than bridge of the nose anyway.
Yeah.
So we'll go about there to start. That's cool. Bit different now here.
I guess longer just means you can like put it to the side more.
Yeah.
Or just
I think you should do shorter and it's out of the way.
sure.
And then let it grow because it evolves as it grows. And then you get to, I always do complimentary fringe trims anyway, so it gets a bit longer. Then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I want it shorter again.
Yeah.
It's out of the way. Like I still like we'll do this for now, but I think it should be shorter, but not like above the eyebrows. But some look at bobs, they go way up here with fringes,
Yeah.
which is impact, which would look amazing. I mean, it's well length, that would look amazing too. But you know, you don't have to do that right now. But there you go. Because I can round back to make it look short anyway, so I'm not bothered if you're happy there. Do you want it a little bit heavier than that, or you want to do like fringe like that?
Is there a way to like almost make it more like
Add more to it in the sides, you mean?
yeah, like almost like is it bangs or I don't know, like kind of
Yeah.
go into I don't know, is that do you think
Yeah,
it's a good
because
idea?
what you do is you just add more into the sides. So you take that, you go over here, and then you can add more into it there. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Cool. There you go. How's that feeling? I think we're there. Good for now. You can
Okay.
always play around more later.
Sounds good.
And straight down, and you put your knees together. Everything's even. Yeah, that's perfect. Posture's perfect. Because I want your shoulders even, and then that's a good ball. I should text her back and see if she's in Wellington tonight.
Where's she driving from?
I don't know. Her car got towed, which means that's costing them money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Travel expenses and then the unseen expenses. And then adds to your travel stresses. You ever traveled like that or just like little vacations?
Yeah, probably just little ones.
Yeah.
I went, yeah, nothing too big.
I did a while in hostels.
Oh, in New Zealand or
No.
overseas?
Yeah. And you travel with scissors and you barter haircuts for
Oh,
things.
yeah.
And they always do, there's always like midnight makeovers,
Mm.
you know, after coming back from pubs or whatever. Usually in the kitchen or the common area, midnight makeovers, and you just barter, you don't charge anyone any money.
Oh, that's funny.
And a lot of crazy stories there. And that's how I ended up in New Zealand.
Really?
Because it was like a midnight makeover, and then that place I was staying had a bunch of Aussies and Kiwis.
Mm.
And there was 2 Australian girls I was hanging out with a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And then there was this crazy Kiwi guy, Ben. I was hanging out with him a lot. And then there was this really shy Kiwi girl that would sometimes talk to our group, but not very often. She was just, you know, hello and, you know, find out what's going on. And then she'd disappear. And sometimes, you know, you see her every so often. And then, you know, but that kind of like, you know, she was just in her own little world.
Yeah.
And so we were doing midnight makeovers in the kitchen. And I did a few haircuts for different ones. And one of the Australian girls, we did a really cool haircut on her.
Oh.
And so the girl, the Kiwi girl, she's like tall, from Wellington, hair down to here. And so we're like, you know, going through the haircuts, and we were in the kitchen. And she walked by the kitchen, and she looks in, and she pauses, and I looked up at her, and I said, you could be next if you want. And then she just walked away quickly.
Really?
And I laughed. I said, yeah, she won't be back. Because, you know, Kiwi with hair down here is like, she's not going to cut her hair.
Yeah.
She's making jokes, right? So 20 minutes go by, and then I'm finishing up the haircut. It's almost done. She comes back in the kitchen. She's sitting down in a chair, but she's not saying anything. She's just sitting down, and I'm like thinking, oh, maybe she's watching or whatever. Just one thing out. And so anyway, I finished up there because the Australian girl finished up, and the chair's available. And I looked at her. I said, "Did you want a haircut?" And she got up and she sat down in the chair.
No way.
Yeah. And then I said to her, I said, "We're not doing trims. If you're gonna sit in the chair, it's all coming off." And she went, "Fine." And so we cut it a bit shorter than I'm giving you this haircut right now.
Yeah.
Now, if I didn't give her that girl that haircut, she's from Wellington, I wouldn't be in Wellington today.
Really?
Because I got to know her really well.
Yeah.
Because after that haircut, 3 days went by, and then she invited me for a bottle of wine. We had a bottle of wine. Next thing you know, she's telling me about Wellington. She's like, "Oh, you should come to Wellington." I'm like, "Where's Wellington?" She's like, "Oh, it's the capital of New Zealand." I'm like, "I thought Auckland was the capital of New Zealand. Never really heard of Wellington." But she invited me to come here. And so it was that haircut that gave me the invitation to come here.
Yeah.
And so I did come here, and then I went back to Canada, and then I came back here and I stayed.
Oh, wow.
So if I never gave that girl a haircut, I wouldn't be cutting her hair right now.
Yeah.
But midnight makeovers in a hostel. And like a serendipity. And if I never gave that girl a haircut, I wouldn't have my daughters.
Really? Oh, I guess.
Yeah, because if I didn't end up coming here, then I wouldn't have my little Kiwi girls. So a lot came out of that little haircut at midnight.
Yeah.
You know, that whole like, "Oh, you could be next," thinking, "Oh, she won't be back." But she sat down, and next thing you know,
Whereabouts was it?
that was at my friend's hostel in Halifax.
Ooh, was that in?
In Wheaton, Canada, Nova Scotia.
Oh, wow.
And then I used to. They had room 4, which was like permanence, and I was in there with the Aussie girls. And I used to do the late night check-in, and I used to do the Wednesday night pub crawls.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that was fun. Yeah, that was a fun place.
Yeah. Is that whereabouts in Canada? Is that?
Oh, Halifax is Eastern Canada, so it's on the North Atlantic.
Right.
And that's why I like Halifax. Halifax and Wellington are similar because they're both about 350,000 people.
Oh,
They're both on the ocean with crappy weather. Like, we're very South Pacific.
Yeah.
We're not South Pacific like Fiji. We're very South Pacific. So we get into that temperate zone. We don't snow here, but we're in the temperate zone. So we got a lot of wind and rain and fog and things like that. Halifax is a bit colder because it's North Atlantic, so it's crappy weather too, but in the wintertime it'll get even colder. Like the coldest day it'll never get there. It's probably -10.
Oh my gosh.
And then typical, it's like, it usually fluctuates there, like Dunedin, like between +3, +1, +2, +3, -1, -2. So like Dunedin gets really icy. Halifax is the same, it gets really icy. But Halifax can dip to -10 sometimes, but Dunedin really doesn't really get that far. So it's kind of like Dunedin, but sometimes worse.
Yeah.
Dunedin doesn't get that bad. But the reason for that is because Dunedin is an island where Halifax, Nova Scotia, is attached to a continent. When you're in a bigger continent, you get more temperature fluctuation. Smaller island is the ocean doesn't allow the temperature to fluctuate as much, so you don't get as cold or as hot.
Yeah.
So New Zealand in general does, like Wellington, it never gets too hot, never gets too cold, because the ocean won't allow that. So, but because, like, even though Halifax is North Atlantic, it's still a much larger landmass, so you get
Yeah.
larger fluctuations in temperatures. Yeah. But Wellington is as far south as, like, New York City is north. But it never snows here.
Yeah.
But it snows in New York City.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, but the reason why it snows in New York City is it's attached to a larger continent. We're just an island, so the ocean doesn't allow. But their landmass allows it to get more extremes. So they'll get much hotter and much colder. Here it won't get as hot or as cold. That's because
Yeah.
we're an island. Yeah, interesting.
I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Yeah. But yeah, we're exactly as far south as New York is north, so it should be the same temperature. But it's not, because it has smaller landmass. And the southern hemisphere in general has far less landmass than the northern hemisphere.
Yeah.
That's why a majority of the population lives in the northern hemisphere. And Russia and Canada are the largest countries for landmass.
Wow.
Australia is the largest one in the southern hemisphere for landmass, but it's not that big.
Mm.
It's big, but not that big. So there's not much landmass in the southern hemisphere.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because I guess like Africa's in the southern hemisphere.
Yeah, parts of
But-
it, not all of it.
Yeah, like well, I guess like half of it.
Yeah, the part that starts getting skinnier and skinnier,
Oh,
that's all in
yeah.
the south.
And I guess South America.
So
as
the
well.
equator goes across the fat part of it,
Oh yeah.
and then as you go south, it gets, and same with South America. Like
Mm.
Ecuador is obviously where the equator is because it's named after it.
Yeah.
And then Peru and all that. And then as you go south, it gets skinnier. Yeah. And I think Chile is the coolest country because it's same kind of fjords as New Zealand.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of cool to.
No, I was looking at, as actually the other day, I was like looking at if I go like overseas, if I like whether to go to like Europe or go to Chile.
Yeah.
So I was like, it does how it's like so like
I go to Chile.
really
Yeah.
Well, because I was like, oh, like I'd be for an exchange for university. And I was like, oh,
Sure.
Europe would be like cool because you're able to travel to all the European countries. But I was like, oh, Chile looks really
Yeah.
amazing with like the Alps and like.
Absolutely, Chile.
Have you been before?
No,
Not yet.
you don't have any in Wellington. We got a lot of people in Chile here
Oh really?
because we have the flight between Auckland and Santiago and Buenos Aires. So and that started probably 15, 20 years ago. Those
Yeah.
flights. But since then, because I moved in 2011, so by 2011, a lot of people from like Argentina and Chile were coming to Wellington, and I was making a lot of friends at that time. Because I was new from another country, they're new from other countries, so. But that flight between Auckland and Santiago and Buenos Aires has done so much for New Zealand because it bridged that gap. Because it used to be if you're from Santiago, you wanted to come to New Zealand, you had to fly up to California, to like Los Angeles, and fly. So it took forever.
Yeah.
But now you can go straight across from Santiago to Auckland. So that bridged that gap finally. So that was a game changer for both places.
Yeah.
And so a lot of you kids can go to universities in like New Zealand now from South America. And then at first it was like Wellington got flooded with Chileans and Argentinians
Yeah.
first. And then eventually like Colombia, because they'll fly down to Santiago and jump the flight across. So that didn't happen quite right away. But eventually like Brazil and
Yeah.
Colombia, like those countries, they started to come eventually. But at the beginning it was mostly flooded with Chile and Argentina.
Oh, wow.
And then now, like, yeah, friends, I got friends from, yeah, 'cause I meet a lot of travelers and stuff, even still, because I used to do hosteling and stuff.
Do you hosteling in New Zealand or?
No. Did I ever stay in a hostel in New Zealand? Yeah, I think I have. But not much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did say like hostel in Nelson, a bit, but not too crazy. Oh, I did stay a hostel in Christchurch once. And I did stay in a hostel in Queenstown once,
Yeah.
which was hilarious. That was my favorite because I booked a private room,
Oh yeah.
thinking like, because I was flying to just Queenstown, I'm going to fly in and out, do some skiing. And I thought, I got a good flight. And then Queenstown's expensive for hotels. So I thought, oh, there's a private room in a hostel, I'll just get that.
Yeah.
And so then I go to check in, and then the girl's like, when I checked in, she said, oh yeah, your room is to dorm room 4. I was like, well, that doesn't sound good, because I was looking for a private room, right?
Yeah.
So it turns out, yeah, it's a dorm room with 14 bunks, 14 girls, and there is a bedroom attached to the room.
Oh,
Because
no
what it's for
way.
is when it's a school group, that's the teacher's room.
Oh.
But there's no school group. So they give me what would be the teacher's room, and I'm attached to a dorm room with 14 girls, all about the early 20s.
Yeah.
And I saw it right away, just went, oh my God. So I threw myself in my room, come on, there's one girl lying around. I go, let me guess all girls in here. She went, yeah. And I'm like, oh. Because here I am, the hairdresser on vacation.
Yeah.
But now I'm attached to a room with 14 girls.
Yeah.
Like, I know what's going to happen when it's like 7 o'clock. And I'm like, Matthew, can you shave my hair? I was like, oh, this is not a vacation.
Yeah.
Now, I became closer to those, like, it became a lot of fun. But I kept making jokes like, this is not a vacation. If I was a mechanic, I'd be like, texting like, dude, you wouldn't believe where I am. Like a mechanic would go excited.
Yeah.
I'm a hairdresser. I'm like, this is not exciting for me.
Yeah.
So I kept making jokes like that. But they're like, come drink with us. And, you know, it was fun anyway.
Yeah.
But I became the dude in dorm room 4. And then there's also around the hostel too. Everyone's like, how did you get in that room? I'm like, I don't know. Because other guys were like, you know, trying to hang out and party in that room. I was like, whatever. How's that for length? You love it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it too. Yeah. Now that's just full on bob. What I'm thinking in about 6 or 8 weeks, come back and break it up with layers and things.
Okay.
Especially if you're going to end up growing it. You just grow up and we can just start to break it up. But you know, this is good for now.
Yeah.
A good impact to show your friends. They'll be like, oh,
So short.
yeah, you got a Vic Law bob. Now I blow dried it really big, but that's because it's for the channel. It won't be this big,
Yeah.
you know, on your own.
That is
Now we're doing 80s. But it's fun.
Yeah.
And then you got a little bit of a fringe there, yeah. And then also, let me just do that. That's my favorite. Isn't that cool? And then you got that
Yeah.
side too. I love that. So you're probably gonna end up doing a lot of that. And what you can do, if you want to keep it like that, just put like a little bobby pin there.
Okay.
And then what they used to use back then, because everything was bigger back then, they used to do that back then, which I love as well. But you know, you can find these at farmers or whatever. Like that does work too. But also bobby pins work too. We just
Yeah.
mostly this day and age is bobby pins. Cool. A few more things to do. Fine detailing. Straight down. Oh yeah, bit of hole up there to do. Gotta go for the first time ever with these, but it's normal with shorter hair.
That's so good.
Cleans up the hairline. Some people freak out. They're like, "You're not gonna shave my head, are you?" No, it just cleans up the hairline. Oh, they're so fun. They're so versatile. Let's come up over a little bit. Yeah. Moving over this way. I'll need a little bit on this side. Let's see from the front a second. Yeah, it's a good idea on this side still. You can see the way it kind of angles a little bit there, like that picture you showed me.
Yeah.
Ever so slightly. So it's not like a straight all the way around bob. It is coming up a little bit in the front. And you have a little bit of a round bit there, that picture that girl had. Do you want more out of here?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think you want more out of there. That kind of thing.
That's good.
It's fun. A little more there. And then when you push things back, you have a little bit of stuff that falls a little bit. Soften your front corner a little bit. Feels better?
Yeah.
Cool. And whoops. Let's sit down a second. And I'll grab a mirror, show the back. Oh yeah. Boom!
Oh my gosh.
Doesn't it look like you have a lot of hair?
Yeah.
Like it looks like you have more hair than you had before when it was long.
Yeah.
Like that looks like, from the back it looks
my
like a really
gosh.
expensive wig. Like it looks like a $2,000 wig. Yeah. I friggin' love that. And I love it over the ears. You can just perpetually throw it over the ears. And you got a little fringe there that's kind of just splitting a little bit. And we're going to spin it so everyone can see from the back. How cool is this? Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then come around here a little. Yeah, we love that. Come over here. Cool. And I think you should do it for the final shot. I used to have a camera and go but my camera's broken. So let's just roller skate around the shop for a bit with your new hair. Yep. Oh, roller skating with a bob. How cool is that?
Yeah.
Oh, the way it moves. Action shots.
There we go.
Yeah. Do a few circuits.
Some runs.
Come on over, stand over here with me. And oh, look how cool this is. And then you do the, oh, frick, give it a shake. And see if you can do a little spin. Can you do a little spin with the roller skates on?
Skates.
Yeah. Wow, good enough. Yeah, and do your curtsy. There you go. How cool is this haircut? I love it. So thank you for the donation. Thanks for donating hair to the kids that can't read good and stutter and whatnot, and make them more confident or whatever it is. Yeah, so thanks for the donation. And it's going to go to Freedom Wigs, who I've been supporting for well over 10 years now. I think 12 or 14 years now. And leave a comment below. Let us know what you think. Love it. Gorgeous. Bye.
Bye.